Lately, a lot of influencers are keeping all of the water after draining and washing their rice, claiming that it creates such a glow, such benefits. Today, we're gonna talk about this glass skin from Beauty of Joseon. What I have with me today is pretty much every single one of their products. Starting with the Hanbang Discovery Set in the smaller size, which then gives you a chance to try every single one of their serums.
And BHA, and is mainly meant for people who suffer from acne-prone skin. I personally was just looking for it to brighten and even my skin tone. Here's a photo of my skin before. It's a little dull and you can see some dark spots on my cheek. And here's the after. I personally do think my skin tone looks more even and my skin looks brighter. Overall,
sampling of all 4 serums, they sell at $27, including the Super Glow Serum and the Glow Serum. At $27, I think that is a very fair price. At the end of this video, we're gonna talk about whether I recommend these products for people who are similarly aged to me, and if I am going to purchase any of these products again. A much darker color than the Cosrx. I'm also curious about the texture. This is ginseng and snail mucin. I'm assuming this darker color is coming from the ginseng. Like all of the other serums, there is no scent, and this glides on very nicely. When I compare the texture between these two, they're very similar in terms of the viscosity. And this is safe to put by your eyes. Because all of these serums absorb so nicely, I see myself using it so quick. This is after one usage, you guys. So we're comparing this texture with this texture. And Cosrx is a tiny bit thicker, but very similar. All of these serums are very layerable without pilling. So that's also a very nice thing. You can get the benefits of all of these ingredients with green tea and panthenol. I appreciate products with absolutely no scent. So you guys, that's layer number 2. First, we applied the Revive Serum. We just applied the Calming Serum. Next, let's go with the Glow Serum with honey and niacinamide, ingredients that I really, really like individually and together. There are no active ingredients in any of these serums, so if you're using something like the Cica Reedle, this is safe to use just for super hydration. What I find with K-Beauty is that they excel in hydration for sensitive skin. When it comes to actives, when it comes to new super lifting technologies, I don't think that K-Beauty is the way to go if you have older needs. If you are in your 20s and 30s and all you care about is maintaining your skin and keeping it hydrated, K-Beauty is definitely the most affordable and effective ways that you can get your skincare needs. Our last serum layer. With all of these layers, I do start noticing a serious glow more than when I use these serums alone. So this is the last serum with rice and alpha arbutin. Now let's apply the Dynasty Cream. Which together with the Deep Glow Serum, both containing rice, should create the super glow that they claim. This is also sold as a pair. The lotion alone is $24. We also have all 3 of their sunscreens, which cost us $48. And lastly, I cannot help myself, we have their gua sha, porcelain gua sha at $17, which is pretty reasonable. This came as a laser ship package all the way from Korea. Very impressive in 2 days. You could also trust Korea to put everything in such a cute little package. And we have about 6 different samples in this little stash. And lastly, free samples of a decent size, Centella and vitamin C. their Eye Revive Ginseng and Retinol Eye Cream, and a baby version of our big sunscreen, which is their most popular product. This is a product people rave about. I understand it. To be honest, we'll also talk about the products I do recommend if you're over 40, because when we get to that age, we need a lift. We need to make sure that there are enough actives, ingredient-wise, technology-wise, to keep us lifted, because the reason why these products are not super expensive, like the $200, $300 cream, is because of the ingredients. But when it comes to sunscreen, all we want is the protection. So we're gonna talk about which sunscreen is the best, which sunscreen I recommend most from House of Joseon. Everything coming out at $116 is pretty good. Before we apply any of the sunscreen, and we're gonna review all 3 of them, let's talk about their Gacha Tool. Gacha Tool goes for $17, a price that I find very, very reasonable. They have a very helpful video online as to the many different ways you can use this tool. Make sure you use a very generous amount of whatever serum you decide to apply before. You need to make sure it glides very easily. Do not pull too much on your skin. For me, it's all about the lift in getting this line creased out as much as possible. For me, it feels the best on my neck, going upwards and getting the knots out behind the back. Do you hear that? The goal is getting your lymph nodes massaged out. Let's talk about their sunscreens. We have all of their sunscreens. We have their most popular, we have their serum version, and then we have a sun stick. I'm gonna start out by saying that this serum version smells really alcoholic and not my favorite. It is nice in terms of the texture. It's just that it smells too much like alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, while this one does not. It's hard for me to tell how hygienic something can be because I'm already seeing dust gather around and on the stick, even when I apply it to a clean face. Do I think it glides really nicely? Yes. I'm not sure how much of it is actually sticking to my face, and that's where I question the protection. I almost feel it's safe to apply the stick and bring it with you when you want to reapply on a day when it's not too hot, because I've had sticks melt on me. I don't know if this stick melts, but I've had sticks melt on me, and it's not great. And finally, for their most popular sunscreen, all of these sunscreens are at SPF 50 for maximum coverage. I haven't tried this one yet, you guys. I've only tried the other 2. This one does not smell like rubbing alcohol like the serum. And I wouldn't even say this is too much thicker than the serum. I do wonder how this compares to the Biodance, which I really, really like. It's a little less matte. There's a little bit more of a shine to it, which I assume comes from all of the rice. It's this rice ingredient that claims to give you an instant super, super glow. There's absolutely no white cast, there's no scent, and it's a very pleasant, non-invasive SPF 50 sunscreen. Now, as for a glow, you guys let me know if you see a glow.